Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Pacific Playbook. I'm your host, Adam, and today I'll be covering the Vancouver Canucks, the NBA, the CFL, and basically just the Grey Cup from the past week. And lastly, I'll be covering the Seattle Seahawks and their past couple games and their overall schedule coming up. I'm going to start this podcast talking about the CFL. Usually I talk about the BC Lions, but they have been eliminated about a month ago. So the last episode I did was right before the Grey Cup, I'm pretty sure. And I was talking about how I expected it to be not even that close to a game. I thought Winnipeg was going to win pretty, pretty decisively. But obviously that wasn't the case. Toronto comes up on top with, I think, a 41 to 23 victory or something like that. But won by about 3 touchdowns. Really got out of the hand in the third, in the basically end of the third quarter, start of the fourth quarter, just started going in Toronto's favor. And I thought for most of the game, Winnipeg was really not looking great, and I just thought they were just about to just turn up and start, doing whatever they do, like in the past. And I thought they were going to finally start making some plays and making some deep passes, and just the game was going to get out of hand. But it did not. Winnipeg just was fazed by Toronto. Toronto's defense played great. That was what I said last episode. Was I thought the only chance that Toronto had of winning was if Kadeem Carey played great and the defense actually, stopped Caleros and Albert, and they really did. They made Winnipeg look like what they looked like in the first 6 weeks of the season. They did absolutely nothing all game. And, also Caleros did get hurt with his finger or something like his hand. But they, no matter what, Toronto's defense just didn't back down. And they knew that their offense wasn't going to win the game. And they had to do something, and they did. But, on the other hand, Nick Arbuckle and the offense did play great. Like, they didn't win the game for them. They didn't lose the game. They just did what they had to do. Especially Kadeem Carey. He wasn't even that loud of a game, but he just did what his job was and got first downs, got some big plays, especially in the end of the game where they got a touchdown that really set the game out of hand with about 3 minutes left. But really what the big play was the Robert, I think the Priester pick 6 on 3rd and 3 at like the 50-yard line. That was basically that was a turning point. I think they were up 10 at that time, and if Winnipeg got that first down, eventually scored, it would have been a whole different game. It would have been right down to the wire. And that was like a huge swing because that gave Toronto the, I think, 17-point lead, and that just made it almost impossible for Winnipeg to come back from. That was great because I was a big Toronto fan there last weekend, or was it last? Yeah, a week and a half ago. I was, I just want anyone with Winnipeg. I hate Winnipeg, like I said in the past couple episodes, but I wasn't even rooting for Toronto to win. I just wanted Winnipeg to lose, so I was really happy throughout that game, and especially on those end of game plays that Toronto made. It was awesome to see, especially from, in person. I've never been to a Grey Cup before that because I was, 3 years old when the last one was here. So that was just awesome to see. And, staying for the celebration, the trophy handoff or whatever it's called. That was really awesome just to see, the emotions from all the players, and especially see Winnipeg, leave. It was, yeah, I'll probably never forget that, even though BC wasn't even in the playoffs. Wasn't even in the Grey Cup, but yeah, that's something that will definitely be remembered for a long time, not just by me, but by everyone, for what Toronto did. And, Chad Kelly not even playing because of his broken, ankle or leg or whatever. he knew like if Chad Kelly did play, I probably would have. I don't even know what I would have done because I do not like him at all. I hate to see what happened to him. That was horrible. But with him out, and I actually like don't mind Toronto when he played. When if I heard Toronto Winnipeg was gonna be in the Grey Cup a week before, like in the like a couple weeks ago, I'd be like, oh my god, why am I going to this game? But now that Chad Kelly didn't play, I was fine with it, and I'm definitely definitely happy with the result. Probably the best result I could have wished for, if it wasn't for BC or maybe Ottawa. But sometimes, or in my case, all my teams never really do anything in the playoffs. Maybe make a run, but they never really make it far. So I wasn't expecting much, but it was still, you know, it was cool to see also the players at the festival. I think, well, the festival was all week, but on Saturday, I saw some guys like Hollins, Rourke. I can't remember all the players I saw, but it was really cool to see them just not in uniforms out in public with acting like normal people. That was really cool to see. But a lot of the players and top like media guys were in the party thing, which is 19 plus. So I couldn't really go in there. So I couldn't really have the full experience like I kind of hoped to. But it was still really cool what they did at Canada Place with like the events like I did like the 40-yard dash and there's a lot of stuff there. It was really cool to take part in. Well, people from around the country or some American people were there, but like everyone just came out, which was awesome to see. I didn't really expect like so many people from out of town to come in. I didn't really understand how much of a tradition Grey Cup is until you experience it. So that was great, and the game, yeah, like I said, went well. I think it was just a great weekend overall for me and just for the league and for everyone that went. It was just the weather wasn't bad. I mean, on Saturday, the convention or the festival day, that like the main day, festival day, the weather was not great, but like I said, it was like inside in the Canada Place and stuff, so it didn't matter too much. But still, like people coming from like not Vancouver who've never experienced it, it would have been cool to have some better weather just to show off the city a little bit more. But I mean, Friday and Sunday were not bad, except after the Grey Cup, it was hailing crazy. But I mean, that morning was nice. So I mean, we were inside under the dome, so you couldn't really tell until you got outside, which didn't really matter. Um, That's off topic, but the CFL season is, yeah, it's now over, which is not fun because this is the third episode of the podcast and now CFL's over. But still, there's a lot of free agency and signings and news to come out in this next few months. I think so it starts in June, so 7 months until the next CFL game, which is not not fun, but a good thing I have four different topics on the show. That's why I chose four different ones. So if the season ends, like basically CFL is gonna be CFL is over, but there's still stuff that happens. Um, NFL will end in I think early February, and then I also have the Canucks and the NBA to talk about for the rest of the time. But still, like yeah, there's off season, there's drama and stuff that I'll cover. Also, this podcast will be every 2 weeks now. I just thought that there's more to cover. I can make it not as many episodes, but a little bit longer episodes, so I can, just make it a little bit better quality over quantity, as they say. And I think I can just, talk about and cover more things, um, and not having to, do it every. I try to do it every Wednesday, or I did, but you know, I don't have all the time with school and homework and all stuff like that. So I made every 2 weeks now, so I try to get two out a month. Every Wednesdays I try to record one of these, but sometimes I can't. But it's alright. I still do it as best I can. And yeah, that's enough about that. I'll be talking about probably. I'll talk about the Seahawks. I'll continue the football talking now. And before we start that, I'm just gonna say I'm not gonna talk about the CFL offseason on this podcast on this episode, just because I want more for next episode. Because obviously I'm gonna space the offseason out a little bit because there's only a number of things that are gonna happen. Like there's some signings and big trades that, including Ferdinand Adams to Calgary. I'm not gonna go into details or give my thoughts about that yet. Cause yeah, I need something to talk about next episode, so I'll hold off on that. Now on the Seahawks, I think on this podcast I missed the last two games. I think the one against Arizona and the one against who did we play? The Rams. I think it was the Rams. Give me a sec. Okay, so last episode, we were talking about the Bills game, and I think the Rams game was coming up, because that was after the Bills game, I'm pretty sure. So I think we missed the 49ers and Cardinals, which the good thing about those they were both Seahawks wins, which is awesome, bringing the record to 6-5. And actually, the Seahawks versus 49ers game was the exact same day and basically same time as the Grey Cup. So I didn't get to watch. I watched the highlights after the Grey Cup. And just off that, it seemed like a pretty, I won't say boring game, but a pretty non-exciting, just good football overall game by us. I think we did nothing really wrong, but didn't do anything great. The defense played good. San Francisco is a great offense. Oh, I don't know about great. They're the top offense. Also a top defense, so they're a great team. And it's just we needed those wins and we got them, which is awesome. Except, we've dropped some to the Giants and the Rams and stuff, so we lost to some bad teams. We also beaten some good teams. I don't even know what that means. But it's just we have to keep doing this or else we're not going to make the playoffs right now. I think we're first in the division and we got to keep it up because the Niners are, 1-2 games back? And they're still 4 spots behind us in the division. So it's so tightly packed in the division. We just got to keep winning. We got the Jets this week on December 1st at 10. I actually messed up and scheduled something, so I can't watch the second half probably, which sucks. I think we should, take it pretty respectfully. Jets 3-8 might not even have Breece Hall, which will be huge for us. I don't know if he's on. I mean, he didn't practice today, but they're still saying there's a chance he'll play. He'll probably play. He's a tough guy. And Devontae Adams and Garrett, yeah, they're pretty. On paper, they're a good team, but they're 3-8, and Rodgers is playing not great, so should be a pretty good win for us. But you really never know with the Seahawks. It's basically it doesn't even matter who we're playing, honestly, every week. Just if we play well, I think we'll win. And that's been the case for every game. And someone who I talked about in the past few episodes before his breakout was JSN, and he's absolutely broke out this season. Now I think he's 6th in the league with 7th in the league with 755 receiving yards. And if you look at the list, there's guys like Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, these are top guys, top names, and he's in there with them, which is crazy. Last episode, if you told me that, I'd be like, no way, because I feel like we just weren't getting it done, and now we finally are. He had 180 yards, 2 touchdowns on 7 receptions against LA, 118 yards, 10 receptions against San Francisco, 77 yards, touchdown, and 6 catches last week. So he's just absolutely balling out right now, which is awesome to see. Probably my favorite Seahawks player right now. Also, I like Witherspoon and Walker, but obviously JSN is one of my favorite guys. Sucks it on my fantasy team, but sometimes you can't get everyone you want. But still, just being a fan of him, it's great to see him, balling out like this. Uh, Jets, they do have some good players. Obviously, like I said, Garrett Wilson, Brees Hall, Devontae Adams, Sauce Gardner. But I think we're a better team. Well, I don't think we're better. I know we're a better team. Everyone else does too. Just if we play well, we'll win. I mean, that's kind of obvious, but if we don't do what we did against the Giants, we'll win because our defense is finally playing like they did in the week 1, 2, and 3. Then they dropped off a cliff, and yeah, they're back now. Kobe Bryant with the pick 6 last game. Witherspoon's been great. He hasn't really made an interception, but he's still, offenses just hate to see him coming. Hate to see him playing. He's probably, in my opinion, our best defender. His stats aren't, the best, but just if you watch, if you didn't watch the games and saw his stats, you wouldn't think he's that effective of a player. But if you watch the games, you really know how good Witherspoon is. I think he should be a Pro Bowler this year. Probably will be. But yeah, like I said, stat wise, I'm not sure. But I think that might be all on the Seahawks. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna miss second half, but I think we should have a good lead going into it. I'm, I don't want to say I'm fully happy with how we're playing this season, but these past 3 weeks, no, 2 weeks or whatever. Yeah, because the Rams game we didn't play good. The last 2 weeks, great wins, especially because they're divisional games. So they're really, if we lost both of those, basically our season would be over. So that it was just awesome to win those games. And yeah, now we're in first place in the division. I think fourth in the NFC. So it was huge. Moving on to the Vancouver Canucks. There is honestly not that much to say about them, so I'm not gonna keep this too long because they've kind of just been, a team. They haven't really been doing anything crazy. They are winning games. They're 8-2 on the road, which is I think that's first in the league right now. If you're 8-2 on the road, you would expect them to be like a top team in the league, but I think they're 3-8 at home this year, which is not good. So I can't really bash them for being not having the best record because injuries and stuff like that. And Demko is gonna be back, I think, this week. I'm pretty sure. Brock Besser we got back. Miller is gone. I don't know where he's going, but he's just gone with a mental health something. I really don't know about that. He should be back, maybe, hopefully in the next couple games. But yeah, absolutely no clue what happened to him. Probably just needs a break. I understand, but yeah, we might need him back soon. But everyone is stepping up in his absence, so it's not the worst thing. We also, we dropped 5-4 tonight. And it was a nice comeback. We were down 5-1 at the start because Sea Loves is playing pretty poorly. Nothing much else to say about him. But yeah, Demko and Lankinen, who's been playing unreal, 8-0 on the road so far this year. Probably a top 5 goalie so far this season. yeah, can't wait for the duo with Lankin and Demko. That's just gonna be really helped. That's gonna help our team greatly because um, like we saw a few years back with Markstrom and Demko, like two goalies, like a good duo of goalies are that when if they're both good, that's just huge for your team because someone can get a break and then you don't really miss out because the other guy is just catching up and doing what the other guy's doing as well. So that'll be huge. I think, like Bruce Boudreau said, their offense is enough to win us games. Our defense is really good. I mean, not really good. Our defense is good, and our goalies are gonna be great, which is enough for us to do something in the playoffs. Honestly, just make the playoffs is the first thing they should concentrate on. But if they do that and they get everyone back and there's nothing weird happens, then it should be good for the playoffs. And after that, we are going to be talking about the NBA in general. Some weird stat lines lately. I can't even remember all of them. But there's just been a lot of stuff has happened, I guess, in the NBA in the past couple weeks. Because the last episode I did, what was I talking about? I can't even remember. I think it was a week or two after. No, I think it was a week after the NBA season started. So, the Cavaliers started 15-0, I think, and then lost to Boston. But they're, I think, 16-2 now, or 17-2. But yeah, they've been killing it this year. And Boston obviously has been great. New York, really, really inconsistent. Some games they feel like it looks like they're best in the league, and some games it looks like they're like playing like who, like the I don't even know. It looks like they're playing like the Charlotte Hornets sometimes. You just don't know what you're gonna get out of them, which is not a good sight if you're a fan of the New York Knicks like me. The West is kind of weird because I feel like every team in the West right now is good, and every team in the East isn't, except the Boston Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers. So, especially like Philly and Milwaukee have been playing very poorly. But yeah, the West just looks great this year. It is a month into the year, so can't really look too much into it. But Phoenix with Kevin Durant, they're top 5 team in the league. Lakers, great team. Well, Golden State shocked me a little bit. I didn't expect them to be first in the West, Charlie. I think they're second in the West. I think OKC is first actually, but OKC with Chet Holmgren going out for what 4 months or something. Yeah, I think he's out for no, yeah, I think 2 months. Let me just check that because I know he's out for a long time. 8 to 10 weeks. So he's out for 2.5 months basically, which is a long time. Which also sucks because he's on my fantasy team, and I traded for him the day before he got hurt. I traded Brandon Ingram for Chet the day before he got hurt, which isn't fun because now he's on my IR spot. But we don't have to talk about it. But I think OKC's still fine. They got Hartenstein back from injury. Caruso has been playing great. Jalen Williams has stepped up, and obviously SGA playing really good, MVP level. So OKC probably will be they should be finish top 2 in the West. Possibly they probably will win the West. If Phoenix stays healthy, I think Phoenix will win the West, but Phoenix probably won't stay healthy, so I think OKC got it this year. But yeah, you really never know. But the NBA is just weird because every night you got a new guy who's dropping 40, which is kind of interesting. Like, I checked earlier today, and who was it? Tyrese Martin or something on Brooklyn had like 30 something points. Random guy, and then OG Anunoby had 40 the other night. Then he was like 2 for 14 shooting tonight. So just a complete opposite of what he got last time. Then Dylan Brooks 0 for 11 tonight. It's weird. I mean, yes, that's just basketball. But yeah, guys doing stuff every night, or some nights that you're like, wow, and the other night they're just not. But yeah, that's just basketball for you. And I think for the MVP conversation right now, I think obviously Jokic should be number one. Wemby's there. LeBron's there. Who else? Anthony Davis, Jason Tatum, SGA. Ugh. Um, Probably missing someone. I'm definitely missing someone right now. Um, Not Embiid. I'll tell you that. Not. Yeah, Embiid's not on the list at all. Probably can't even qualify because of the CBA rule or something. And talking about not qualifying for awards, Kawhi Leonard is still out for for the whole season, and he's probably gonna be out for another month, which is, yeah, Kawhi Leonard for you. But I mean, prime Kawhi Leonard is, elite, so you can't really, hate on him too much. But yeah, he's just not healthy anymore. Same with his old Clipper teammate Paul George. Yeah, he's always hurt too. Not major injuries, but just frequently getting these small, not small, but getting injuries like knee hyperextensions or I don't know, I can't remember what it's called, but something like that. Yeah. Okay, Paul George is just disappointing this season in a way because you got him, Embiid, Maxey, Kelly Oubre, who are like veterans kind of on this Sixers team, and they've all been playing pretty poorly. I mean, Maxey's not been bad, and their best player this year, surprisingly, has been Jared McCain, the rookie from where do you go, Duke, the 17th overall pick or something like that. It's kind of not expected because obviously he's a rookie, mid first round pick, and he's their best player this year. So shout out to him because nobody else is really stepping up. So he has to do it himself, and he is. I really like his game. Pretty smooth player. Yeah. And I can't really think of anything else to talk about right now. So that might be it for this episode. I got a research project to do right now for science. So I should probably start that because it's like 8:30. Yeah, that's it for this episode. I'll catch you guys probably in 2 weeks in I think December 10th or something like that. And by then, I'll also be bringing up I'll be talking about the World Junior Championship if the schedule ends up for this podcast, because that's always something I watch in Christmas break. Always a great, like, entertaining tournament with some great talent that you can see for Canada, and usually the Canada wins it, but lately they have not. So I don't even know who's the team this year. I heard some rumors that Connor Bedard, I mean, he's eligible, but some people want him to play. I don't think there's a 10% chance he'll actually play. Just because it's like confidence up or something, but it'd be cool to see Connor Bedard come back for last year of juniors for the tournament and like let it up. Like, he's definitely gonna break the record if he comes back, the point record or whatever. Because Canada really hasn't done much in the juniors since Bedard, like, since he left the tournament. So it's obviously like a tradition in a way here. So I could really It'd be really cool to see them do something this year because last year was absolutely horrible. I think they won 2-2 or something in the round robin, and then just lost like first, second round. They lost first round to who? Czechia or Finland? One of the European countries. They lost pretty early. I think the quarterfinals. But yeah, their team was not good last year, so hopefully something changes. I'll see when the roster comes out because I don't really know any junior players in for Canada this year. Yeah, that will be it for episode 3. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you guys in a couple weeks.